It's a little overcast today. Not so much, but enough to allow me to pull out this wool vest that I've been working on for a while. I had to put it away for a little bit because it's just so hot this summer to work on it. But this is the Crofter Slipover from Folk Vests. And this is what the original version looks like. I am not using a finer spun yarn that it normally calls for. I'm using a worsted weight because that's what I had. And I happen to have all these colors that almost perfectly match the original. And I have them set up in a shoebox so that I can pull from them and they don't dangle on the floor and allow the cats to have too much fun. But I'm just about done. It is at a point where, let's see if you can see. All right, this is the front. Let me move this a little bit. This is the front. So right here is where the steek for the V-neck is, and then the armholes. All right. So I actually followed the exact ribbing pattern, but because it's a larger weight yarn, it created a almost 3-inch rib, which is fine. That's very typical of a 1920s, 30s style piece of knitwear, which is kind of what I was going for. So the steeks for the neck and the underarms are complete. All I have to do now is finish the pattern, and I'm just about done. I have just a couple inches to go. So I'm going to go ahead and just keep working on it a little bit. When you're doing these types of crafts, sometimes you have to put things down and pick them up at another time for a variety of reasons. For me, I try to keep track of what I'm working on so that I'm not doing too many different projects at once, because sometimes if you do that, you end up losing track of where you were. I take copious notes of where I am in a pattern and where I left off. This one, because it's Fair Isle, was a little tricky. You can see there's several layers to this pattern. I'm pretty good at starting a pattern, and then with the repeats I can do it without looking at it. But my point is that if you do too many projects at once, you lose track, you don't get back to one in a timely manner. Now this one was something that I had to put down again because it was just too hot. I can't knit wool in a 90-degree environment. I don't have air conditioning, and even with fans, it's just way too hot. So I set it aside for a little while, and now that I'm back to it, it should take me, maybe a couple of evenings to get it done. And that's not sitting and working on it nonstop. So what I'm going to do is do a little bit more of this today. And then I'm going to work on another project, which is an envelope purse pouch, made of some of the woven fabric that I made in my first try. I decided to go ahead and put it together with some backing, some like lining backing, and make an envelope purse out of it with a magnetic snap. It's fun. It's a fun project. I saw a video of somebody doing something similar to this in a sustainable living video from Japan, and I really liked the idea. So I think I'm going to make a second one and see how that goes with a couple of changes to the actual pattern. I've had people remark, you don't really knit very fast. Well, no, I don't. I used to knit a lot faster when I was younger, but my hands have been through a lot, having been a cook and pastry chef for a little bit, plus a fitness professional. It just does a number on your joints. So I go slower. And you know what? I think that's a good thing. Part of it is because it makes it more of a meditative act than something that I'm doing to be speedy, lickety split and done with it. When I was in college, I knit custom wear for people, and because I was so fast, I could get a sweater done in a week, but I don't do that anymore. So I take my time, and whatever I create, if I sell it, I put it up on my Mercari store, and if somebody likes it, they'll buy it. Speaking of my Mercari store, I do have to close out a lot of items because I need to make room. Need to make room for more knitwear that I need to get done over the fall. Those take up space. So if you are interested in quilts of a variety of sizes, Japanese rice bags, traditional Japanese origami bags, what else do I have in there? I have a few prototype little sling bags, like little backpack type bags. Yeah, I think that's about it. A couple of sweaters. So if you're interested, take a look. I will entertain all reasonable offers. Don't be annoyed if I decline your offer. It's nothing personal. It's just that I do need to look at my return on investment. Honestly, when it comes to doing these types of handcrafts, I don't know that you can actually ever make what something is worth. I feel like because of the amount of time it takes, I should charge a lot more, but people aren't going to pay that. Part of it is because they've gotten used to the crap you can find in department stores and online that are put together oftentimes by machine and sometimes by unfortunate slave labor. And it's really horrible. So think twice before you're buying some of these things. Think about where it's coming from, who's manufacturing it, how is it being manufactured. If you can pay for something that's being manufactured in a way that doesn't harm the human that's doing it, that would be awesome. And that just means you need to skip buying from a lot of big box stores, buying from a lot of online outlets, and look at your local community. There are weaving guilds, there are knitting guilds, there are other types of local outfits where you can find people that make things. They don't have to be custom made, but you can find things that are ready-made, that are made better manufacturing because they're made slow fashion, okay? Anyway, just a couple of ideas. I'm going to get back to this and hopefully finish this in the next couple of days, and then get back to some more weaving as the week wears on. Then back to quilting. I'm going to try to get to a couple of days of knitting, a couple of days of weaving, a couple of days of sewing/quilting for the remainder of summer and into fall so that I can get more items pumped out. I look forward to hearing your comments and any ideas you have for things you'd like to see me make, especially if you go on my Mercari, which I will put a link to below. If you see something you like, but maybe you'd like it made a little differently, doesn't mean I'm going to do it, but I'd love to hear your ideas. Thanks for stopping by.